Let's talk about the other team in LA, which I think that moniker is pretty disrespectful. I think now the Clippers fans are saying, wait a second, we are the team and the Lakers are the other team in LA, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the Clippers have Kawhi Leonard and Paul George back on the floor at the same time, which is a statement that you might want to like start a parade for. I mean, that's kind of sad. Also, the fact that is such an exciting statement. But they're 6th in the West right now, 14-11. Where do you think their chances stand as far as becoming truly a championship type of contender?
They just need to build chemistry. Don't they just need time? I feel like the Heat are sort of this way, but what the Clippers have done that the Heat didn't do was keep their head above water. I mean, the Heat, especially, I don't know if you watched Tuesday night's, that was an ugly loss to Detroit, and they had an ugly loss a couple nights before. The Clippers really haven't, I mean, I don't want to say they haven't had any ugly losses, but they've done a good job keeping things together, and now they've got this team. Look, they've got some really good lineups. When Kawhi and Paul George are on the floor together, Corey, they're plus 18.5 per 100. Like, they're really good. And they're starting this 5 they've used the most, which is without obviously Kawhi, but Reggie Jackson, Luke Kennard, Paul George, Marcus Morris, and Zubac. That's like a plus 15 per 100. Like, they've got really good versatility and rotations and lineups. They just need time, just need chemistry. I don't know about you. Do you trust him as much as I do? I trust Ty Lue.
Yeah, I mean, the Clippers, for me, trust is a hard word with them.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like I have trust issues with that team, and that's okay, I guess. I mean, it's the reality. I want. Actually, I don't even really want to trust them because I feel like my heart's gonna get broken. I feel like this is one of those things where there are red flags left and right. And I say this as a basketball fan and as a great admirer of some of the players on this team. Like, personally, I think Batum is a great player. So I think they have the pieces, an owner who wants to spend, a coach who's a championship coach, a deep bench, like you named everything. But the trust issue for me is glaring. And I feel like to get into a relationship with the LA Clippers is, what you're like, it's like very clear, red flags all over the place. And you're taking a gamble. And personally, the part of me that's like the wise, like the good angel is like, don't get in a relationship with the Clippers. And then the bad angels is like, but they have Kawhi, So it's kind of like they're only 1 or 2 pieces away from like, if only this, then we'll win a championship. And that's kind of like I said with the whole, like before with the relationship. If only you were different in this area, then you'd be a great partner. It's kind of how I feel about the Clippers.
How do you compare it to the other team that hasn't necessarily, although they've looked better lately, much like the Clippers, the Warriors, right?
The Warriors are different. The Warriors go steady. Yeah, the Warriors are different. I mean, the Warriors are like, 4 championships, complete dynasty. Steve Kerr's on the way to becoming like the next Greg Popovich. He's like the coach of USA basketball, and like Steph is like, one of the most rock solid guys in the NBA in terms of like off court, on court. Like, he does a great job keeping the thermometer at the place it needs to be. I mean, like, I think the Warriors, I have no issues with. The one thing, like I said, the problem with the Clippers is, sorry, I shouldn't say the problem. The good thing about the Clippers is that they are able to, like you said, keep afloat without Kawhi and Paul George. But I think that's because necessity is the mother of invention. I think it's because we played so many games without Kawhi and Paul George together over the past couple of years that we've actually learned how to become, a middle of the road team in the Western Conference, 6th, 7th seed without them. And I think that's a very good sign, I guess.
I guess you've been on Kawhi for Leonard for a while. Corey's Jukebox just a couple of weeks ago. You were talking about Kawhi.
I know. Like I said, when he's playing, first game back, game winner. And that's the thing I do love about Kawhi is that when he is available, and I mean that in every sense of the word, available, because sometimes, I'm just going to leave it there. When he's available, transcendent player. Like, I remember when he was trying to say, okay, well, maybe I can go win in all these different, but this was before the Lakers won the championship and in the bubble. And I thought, okay, well, if LeBron wins with the Heat, with Cleveland after his first stint there, and the Lakers, like you're putting together a pretty compelling case that's super rare in the NBA, right? And at the same time, too, like in the shadows, Kawhi was doing that same concept. Spurs, the Raptors, and the Clippers, right? He almost had a chance there, like immediately, to do exactly what LeBron was doing, but like 6 years earlier. And no one was talking about it, you know? So that's kind of my thing about him is when he's available, the dude is like the ultimate assassin. It's hard for me to put him against anybody. But the reality is that he's just not available too much, hence that autumn leaves reference.